Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, where you are tuning in from around this beautiful world. Welcome back to Invictus. I was going to record this, but I didn't have time to edit it, so I'm just going to sit here and do it live. And if you're watching this back, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does help the channel grow. We're going to be watching the Adi Vivesh, I got you. Adi Vivesh live press conference. Then we're going to watch Kim Hellberg's interview. Then we're going to watch Kieran Scott. All right. I'm going to answer any questions as well. And then we've also got some, we might have a chance to get Craigie Johns on, or we'll see. He's a busy man, but we'll see. I hope you're all fantastic, safe and well. Welcome into a impromptu live stream. So we're going to kick things off. We're going to wait here for Adi Vivesh, because he's got his presser in 10 minutes or so. So we're gonna watch along with that, and then we're gonna watch Hellberg's first interview, and then we're gonna watch Kieran Scott's interview, and then we might have a special guest. We might. It depends on how the timing and all that works out. But I hope you're all fantastic, safe and well. Thank you so much for joining me in impromptu. I know I should plan things better, but you know what I'm like. I don't. And Hell's my mods here. I love that. Good morning, J-Led. Duckfather, how are you, legend? Lungful, good to see you. Hell's, I love you. Thank you for being here. We have got a massive day at this club. Massive day. Adi Vivesh is about to go live with his press conference for Coventry. And then Kim Hellberg is our new manager. He has already spoken to Dan at the Boro. And then obviously we have also seen Kieran Scott give his thoughts as well. I haven't watched Kieran Scott's one. So we're going to watch that one together live, and we'll get some thoughts, and we'll see what everyone's feeling as well. Again, I was going to record this, but you know, I did it live because it's easier. Just, do you know what I mean? It's easier just to hit. I don't have to edit. Yeah. Loving the Swedish gags. It's good, right? Good. ABBA. I wish I could play music. Damn YouTube and its copyright laws. What's your favorite Swedish band, Rye? It's got to be ABBA, right? It's got to be ABBA. Is it? Wait, what was it? Take me back to Eurovision, right? Who was that? Do you guys remember Eurovision when it was that heavy metal band that dressed up like Slipknot? Weren't they Swedish? Hard Rock Hallelujah. Oh, they're from Finland. Damn it. Eurovision, Sweden winners, apart from ABBA. ABBA. Euphoria. I don't even remember that one. Lorene's Tattoo. Does anyone remember that? Lord? Is Lord? Most popular Sweden singers. Give me a man. Give me. Zara Larsson's from there. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. You guys know Zara Larsson? Who is Elephant? ABBA. Roxette, Ace of Base. Oh, it's Avicii. It's 100% Avicii. Oh my God. Guys, remember this? I forgot, went to the wrong scene. Guys, remember this? I haven't changed it. Okay, we're back here. It's Avicii, 100%. How can you not say Avicii in that thing? How can you not say? Hey, brother, there's an endless road for we discover. Hey, sister, da-da-da. I don't know the words. They were finished, Jordan. Yeah, I know, Geordie. That's right. That's right. What do you guys think? Thought we're getting Danny Rowe. You know what that's taught me, right? One, not to go live at the time I'm told things, right? And two, not to tell you guys. Because it just makes me look like an idiot. Now we're getting Zlatan. No, we're getting Alexander Isak, I heard. The rat. Alexander Isak. Heard it here first. He's finished. Liverpool are gone. He wants to come to a club that's successful. Isak. We're all suffering from Stockholm syndrome. You guys like it? I think he speaks well. He looks like the right man. He's very, very in tune with like keeping Addy at the club and all that sort of stuff as well, which I think makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I honestly think it's all good. I think it's all good things. I mean, it's actually exciting because we weren't, you know, if Rob hadn't have left, like we wouldn't be here. Do you know what I mean? So we've got to take it on, sort of thing. So we are just sitting here. We're waiting for Addy to go live. And then once he's gone live, we will yeah, we will watch his press conference live. Hopefully it doesn't go for too long. And then we will watch Kim Hellberg's presser and also Kieran Scott's presser as well. All right. That's the plan. I love Kieran Scott's previous coach. I know, right? You know, he actually says it later in Hells. He does say later on that it mentions Rob. Now build an IKEA in Boro. Do you guys not have an IKEA? Is there an IKEA in Middlesbrough? There has to be. IKEA closest IKEA to Middlesbrough. The closest, it's in Gateshead. Bruh. Petition to start building an IKEA. 100%. 100%. It's just gone live. Thank you, I got you. Thank you, I got you. Do you guys want to do it like this or like full screen? Should we do full screen? Let's do full screen. I'll move my mug out of the way a little bit. You don't need to see. What the hell? Oh, just flick back. I love your energy. The heart is pumping. Dave, I'm excited, dude. It's all exciting. Do you know what I mean? It's really, really exciting. It's really exciting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to steal this here. I'm going to put this down here as well. So you guys can, so if you're watching this back, you can read the chat as well of what the YouTube audience is saying and what their reaction is. If that gets annoying on the far right, let me know. Full screen, the Duck Mafia sponsors. What did I do? Hells? Did I do something wrong? When's the next Team B match? We need to organize that, Powerful. We need to organize that like ASAP. We need to organize that ASAP. So we're not going to start for a while. It's good to have made it official. I like that they've gone with Addy for Coventry as well. Do you know what I mean? A as in hey, Addy as in hey D. A as in hey, hey D, Haiti, Haiti, Haiti. I said we need their meatballs. We do. I love their meatballs. AD, 80. Did I get? I nailed it then. 80, 80 Vivesh. Huh? Now you're all impressed. Now you're all impressed. Hey, now you're all impressed. 80. 80 knows his commentary team and he's going to be right up for it tomorrow. We just need someone to bloody score. Though that's the thing. Do you know what I mean? We just need a bloody goal scorer. That's the painful thing. Like he can do, like 80 can do everything he wants to put this team out, but unless someone pumps it into the back of the net, we're screwed. Because I stand by this. I stand this. Morgan, if you tuned into this as well, I love you, by the way. Did you mean to score that goal? I've watched it back. I don't think Morgan knew. I think Morgan was like running that fast to that side of the goal that it hit his foot and it went in and he's like, yes. I don't know. I'm not a professional. I love you, Ed. I love you, Morgs. I love you. It's like, well, I mean, the only bloke to score on our team at the moment. Right? Bloody hell. Tactical deflection. Exactly. Exactly. Righto. We've got Alexander Isak to Boro. Here we go. 100%, Toby. It's happening. 100%. 100%. The rat's coming home. The rat's coming home. I wonder if we can get the best out of like Severe Nipan. Like there's so much raps on Severe Nipan, right? And we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it under Rob. Do you know what I mean? I hope that he can get the best out of Severe Nipan. Because I think there's a baller in there. And like Man City don't sign duds. Do you know what I mean? Zlatan as a striker coach? Yeah. And Wolves lost. How good is it, right? Did you see his press conference after? Did you guys see this? Hang on. Did you guys see this? This made me laugh. Did you guys see this? So he tried to do... Yeah, this. Did you guys see this? He tried to do the walk around the stadium, right? Rob was walking on his own, trying to encourage some of that lap of honor in the end, in front of emptying stands. Players standing awkwardly, not wanting to join in, difficult to watch. Ah! He tried to do it, what he did here, and nobody did it. Look at the stands, bro. There ain't nobody there. That's Rob there, like all the way out there, and these are all the players. Like, bro, I just want to go home. Look at them, like literally. Like they're like, we just want to go home, bro. Like, get back here. How's that, eh? I think he made a boo-boo. Anyway, enough of him. We're all Sweden now. All Sweden. 100% Sweden. It's a library, bro. Has any team survived from this point of the season with the amount of points they're on? Does anyone know that? Is there any like beautiful stat people in the chat? Has any team survived at this stage of the season with that amount of points? We might have max exodus in January. What, us? Duck? As in Boro? We've always played from the back, used wingers. Rumors have it our new boss loves straight up through the middle. What are your thoughts? We don't really have wingers. You know what I mean? Mackay Hamilton probably on the left wing. Morgan Whitaker is, I don't know if you count him as a right winger. Do you know what I mean? I really think that playing up the guts is exactly what our strong point is, because we've got Hayden Hackney, Aidan Morris, Alan Brown. Do you know what I mean? And then you got Riley McGree on the end of it as well. So I honestly think going up the guts under him is going to be perfect, because I honestly don't think we have any out and out wingers like some other teams do. Tomo, what's going on, Led? What do you think? I liked his banner. I like it too, yeah. I've seen people saying that and saying that Britain's cross was a shot, but it just looked like a standard cross and finish to me. I love it, Kempy. I love it. I've only seen it on TV, do you know what I mean? So I was just wondering if anyone's here at the ground that thought it was like, you know what I mean? Statistically, no. Wolves are on worse. Wolves are on worse start than Derby and Southampton. Oh my God. Hells! Can you hear me, Hellberg? This is an SOS. I love you, Hells, coming in MVP. Thank you so much. No, all have been relegated. Get in. Howdy, DG. How are you, dude? Who is even Kim Hellberg? He's an experienced manager. He is from Hammarby in the Swedish league. He's finished second with Hammarby in the past 2 seasons. Up and coming coach. Been coaching for around 10, 15 years. I know 10 and 15 there's a bit of a gap there, but that's what they told us. And yeah, apparently he's you know, he's the second non-English, like non-British born manager we've had. So like overseas born, sorry, is what I meant to say. Overseas born manager. Which is crazy because the last one was, any guesses? Aitor Karanka Filipenko with the €5. Thank you so much, you goat. Straight to the Rye Riverside Return Fund. Hellberg might get the best out of Hansen and Neepan. That's what I reckon, Toby. That's what I reckon. I agree. Looks like Fry could be in real danger from the tactical breakdowns I've seen. Yeah, but Fry is hurt. Do you know what I mean? Like, the problem with Dale at the moment is his body's like, he's not keeping up. So the thing, do you know what I mean? So like at the moment, it's Alfie Jones and Bill Ayling, isn't it? Really? Do you know what I mean? So yeah. What did they also, does anyone know why? I mean, I guess that I know why, but why did they remove the chat from the, do they not like us talking shit? There was a cool video on X of him encouraging his team in the locker room. I saw it once and I've not seen it again. I have to find it. We're going to see it in the interview. He talked about us trying to use our strengths and tweaks. Well, that's the thing that Kieran Scott spoke about as well, which I thought was really interesting, is that there was a lot of things that appealed to them about Kim and the appointment, but the biggest one was that one, he wanted to work with, AD, and the second one was that everything he saw. Oh, we're live. AD,
good to see you. Thanks again for your time.
Can you guys hear it?
Kim Hellberg, obviously,
can you hear it?
Appointed earlier today. Just your first impressions after meeting the man and the conversations you've had.
Yeah, obviously, I think it's a really important day for the football club. A lot of speculation around and seems to have drifted dragged on a little bit, not through anybody's fault, just the process you have to go through, I suppose. But I think now it's, as I say, it's a new era, which is what I said to the players this morning.
He's got a really scary voice, eh?
It's a really successful period for the
like you heard club. This at night, you'd be like,
him, obviously his CV's, is excellent. He's obviously been talked about for a long time, and it's great to have him here. So it was nice this morning. We had about an hour with him and David, obviously his assistant, and you just generally talking really around life and the club and etc. They had a delayed flight last night, so they were in quite late, and then you just get in. But he's been very respectful. Articulate would be a word I would use. First impressions, articulate, carries himself very well.
Articulate?
Like I say, his teams play some really lovely.
He really does, did you?
Hopefully it's a good fit.
He'd be the best villain
in these situations. You trust
with that
the
voice.
powers that be, and Steve, Kieran, and Neil will have done their due diligence on all the candidates and I'm sure there were many because I said the other day that
He looks like Alec Baldwin.
Somebody, and Kim's the one who they've put their trust in.
He really does.
Everybody now, supporters.
He's definitely a bold one.
Need to be fully behind that.
He's spoken very highly of you, sort of in the club interview that he did earlier.
This is Rob
today,
Law from BBC,
and
by the way.
About leaning on sort of your experience on the early days and that partnership that you two will
him and
have
Sean Dyche
going forward. I just wonder your reflections on that. And I suppose being prepared for that as you will be is preparing him for life here at Middlesbrough as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a number 2 or an assistant manager with obviously Mark at Coventry for a long time, so I've got a lot of experience around the role. He's not the first foreign coach I've worked with.
Do you think Bangura will get a chance?
Football,
I hope so. I hope so.
In good stead.
I don't know what's happened to him.
I think any question he tries to ask, you try and answer it before he's asked it. I think that's the role of assistant coaches, if I'm honest.
How do you think we'll do with
try and think about
80 tomorrow? Do you think Hellberg? How do you think Hellberg will do?
This early on, there's going to be a million.
I'll answer that soon. I'll answer it soon.
You just try and help with the certain things you can, and maybe guide a little bit where he needs it. But it's also not to pose too many questions on him. Let him be the one that's asking the questions. So as I said, he's very engaging. I think you're all going to like him. And in terms of how the role works and what happens between the two of us, that's for another day, really. So I can't really answer that because I don't know. I've not stepped on a training pitch with the gentleman or David, so I don't really know how that will look or feel. And you generally move through the days the same as the first day I came here working with the players. You build up that relaslationship if you can.
Short in defence,
quickly.
massively.
It's been something that I've always been able
I hope that's not all about Hellberg. They talk about who's fit because we got some issues
with Kim and David.
And you staying on as well, I know that will be widely celebrated, and a lot of people.
Yeah.
That was a lot of people's first question initially after Rob Edwards' departure was your future and if you'd be staying on. And we spoke previously about how much appreciation and support you've had during this interim spell. Did you need many assurances? Did you need much convincing to stay on and carry on?
Well, I didn't seek any assurances. I don't think you can do that. I think the club are going down a process of appointing a new head coach.
Ooh.
I came here with a different head coach. So the reality is, I was part of a team that was brought in here. I don't think...
Bro, he's so real, isn't he? Like,
and I haven't really seek them. The reality
there's no
is that
fluff.
conversation.
Like he just says
I'm
as
extremely
is.
grateful that the powers that be, the 3 main men at this football club, have trusted me over the last 10 days.
Who are the 3 main men? Am I one of them?
This ship steady.
I'm not one of them.
That isn't lost on me.
I could be. No, I'm
I
not.
hope that I've tried to fulfil the role to the best of my ability. As I said the other day, I've enjoyed it. It's been challenging, but certainly the players have given me a lot back, and there's a tremendous thanks as I thanked them today on that, because I think tomorrow's all about them, but today I could say thank you for everything they've given me.
You need to go slaving and
enjoyed
True.
it. But it was a big trust. It was a big trust to put in somebody who was part of another team arriving at the football club. That wasn't lost on me at all. So the owner's been first class.
Tomo, pretty
I spoke
much.
to him on Sunday. We talked about the game, as I said on Saturday to you and others, that's what I felt would happen. We spoke Sunday morning.
Neil, Kieran, and Stevie, and me, Duckfather.
We had a little bit of a jovial about obviously tomorrow's
It's not
encounter.
fluffy, yeah, Hells, I agree.
That was that. It was like that, but I will say, and I'd like to thank the support I've had from him, from Neil, from Kieran. The support since I've been doing this part of the role, but since I walked in the club, has been first class. And again, as I say, that's not lost on me at all.
Oh.
You're going to miss sitting there?
I don't know. Look, I'm very easy on
Wolves lost, I know.
drifting between. I've said this before. People. Look, did I always think I could do this? Yes. It's not like I don't think I could do it. It's not about that. It's about whether you choose to do it. I've had many opportunities over the years to do it. I've decided not to. 1, because I was enjoying my work.
Oh.
2, I was working with great players. And 3,
You had heaps of
winning things
offers.
and being successful. And I really hope that when I step away from this chair in about 20 minutes, that the next man that you speak to, with real detail on Thursday, which I know will be very detailed, is the man that leads us back to where we all want to go.
Oh,
So Kim will obviously pick things up.
Build a statue
Tomorrow night.
Build a statue.
A big game for all sorts of reasons.
Statue
tomorrow night. But I just wanted to touch on a big reunion for you as well, up against your former side. And I know it's not about that, and you won't want it to be about that. But how will it feel coming up against a side that you spent so much time at and so much time with?
Yeah, it's a very interesting subplot. There always these games were on the horizon when I first came here. Certainly in Coventry there was a lot made of them, but it was you know, I looked out for the games, of course. You know, my fiance I met at the club as well, and that's the biggest thing that came out of that. So, you know, she's a Coventry lady, you know, so it's a big thing for all of us, her family support. So there's a bit of stigma flying around for a long time about this game.
His missus,
you know, first v second.
She's a traitor.
At the moment. You know, if it had to be any bigger, it's even more mouth-watering. You know, look, it's a club that means a tremendous amount to me. I worked a part of a group of staff and players that was tremendously successful. We came from the doldrums, nearly not having a football club. You know, fans running on the pitch, attacking players in League Two. To you know, again, no disrespect, but getting chanted that we lost both games against a team that were on the hill in Forest Green. You know, the club are at pretty low ebb.
Agreed, Luther. Agreed.
But that 7 years was a continuation of a journey that was, you know, I wouldn't swap it for the world. It was amazing.
Borrow before your wife.
Some great times, worked with some really good players.
100% Kevin.
And a wonderful fan base, which they are.
Nailed it.
Yeah, so many happy memories. So many really special times. A few disappointing ones, but some special times.
Mark Robbins.
A lot of big games. You know, 3 Wembley appearances. Yeah, VAR. You know, lots of things went on over that time.
In the doghouse.
But everybody who worked in that period should be tremendously proud, and I am, of the work. And I think the club now is very nice. Apart from tomorrow,
Agreed,
the
Phil.
16th of February, it's really nice to see them doing really well.
No, it's not.
And you know, I wish the club
fair enough.
got the best, but apart from tomorrow and on the 16th of February.
Yeah, that's my.
After the Birmingham game, you touched upon being in the dugout for Coventry against Middlesbrough in the playoffs.
It really
and you
was.
said the atmosphere that day stuck in your
Coventry
mind.
should have beaten them then.
You sort of related that to the atmosphere against Birmingham that first weekend where you took the dugout. So will there be some parallels, do you think, tomorrow night, just being in the opposite dugout, expecting to be another fantastic atmosphere under the lights?
Well, I'm hoping, and you know, I'd send out a message to our supporters who've been nothing short of sensational since I came in.
Thank you.
Hopefully it can be the loudest, because certainly their Covs away support is very loud and brilliant, really. So I hope and I know that we're going to, you know, with you.
Are we going to be louder? We're 100%. We're louder. 100%.
With it being 100%. Pitch, with it being top of the league coming into
it's
town.
It's literally 1v second, with
the recent games against Coventry.
100%. It'll be loud.
But as you said, the playoff semi-final games were big games. Hopefully it's electric, and I'd implore them to bring it. But as I said to the fans today, you have to get them engaged very quickly. So hopefully we see the best version of the fans, the best version of the players, and we can give the best version of ourselves in what is undoubtedly, you know, a really challenging but mouth-watering fixture.
And no pressure, but everybody feels like you're if anybody can stop Coventry, that you're the man to do it, because you are the man who probably knows them better than most. But with the side that Frank Lampard has got, and with the team and the statistics around Coventry this season, you know, double the amount of goals of pretty much anybody else, one of the best defences in the division.
They're cheating.
How do you go about stopping them? Is the
I don't know how to prove it, but they
question, I guess.
Yeah, interesting question. How do you go about stopping them? Well, you have to be really diligent in terms of your structure, the way you work.
No Hadji, right, tomorrow? Oh, thank God.
I think, you know, as I said,
they've still got really Thomas Asante though, right?
At home against some, you know,
and Sakamoto, and that Victor Torp as well.
At the moment, coming into town, but
like it doesn't even matter with them.
You've got to also remember that, you know, we're Middlesbrough and we're playing at the Riverside and we're at home, and you know, we're not just here to take part in the game. You know, it's not. That's about us. For us, it's about us. It's about being the best version of ourselves. Of course, we know the threats. You know, there's many, but we also have a lot of threats in our team. We have a lot of players that also will relish this occasion, and that's the thing.
Thanks,
for me.
Els.
The big point is which of our players can really step up and take the scruff of this game, you know, by the neck, and that's what we want. And if we have enough players playing, you know, to the maximum,
Agreed,
it's going to
Dave.
be a
Yeah.
really, real top game. There's no
Mason
doubt about
Clark,
that.
yeah.
And, you know, we are one
Mason
of the
Clark, some of the
teams
Sunday monsters
in this
too. Yeah.
division that can
Always
beat
getting
any
these
other team
playoffs.
on their day. You know, you need the best version of yourselves.
What's their right? Their
But we
right back's
are.
really good as
I
well.
think we know that. And I'm
What's
sure,
Coventry's right back?
You know, Frank and his staff will know that.
Like he's going to nullify
You know, he's
Bergzorg, I
done
guess.
a fantastic job. You know, Frank, Joe, I know very well. I worked with in the academy. Chris Jones worked with. You know, Frank was obviously an outstanding footballer at that time when I first started working there. Had the privilege of watching him play football. So what a player he was. They've done an incredible job. They've taken it on again.
Do they kick off with Jimmy the
there's a
Chin?
lot of
Yeah.
talented players,
And
a lot I
Ewick,
work
that's
with.
him,
It'd be
Duff.
great to
That's
see a
him.
lot of them.
That's him.
Hopefully they're not as happy after, but it'll be great to see them. And you know, that is the challenge. Everybody's faced it.
Hey, we're also getting at us. Yeah, we are tough, no. Yeah, we are.
But as I said, we've got to try and make this.
That's
their
not till
biggest
December,
challenge
though.
So far, coming to the Riverside and trying to take away any points. And you know, if we can get our messages across, if the players can play to their max, their ability, as I said, then we'll certainly give ourselves every chance. And that's what it's about. It's about giving yourself a chance to win the football match. Not get caught up with all due respect about Coventry. This isn't about Coventry, it's about Middlesbrough. And the players are.
Who is Van Uwick? Sam Van
We need to focus on ourselves.
And just last couple from me, but your team talk right before they
Hope we start
step out of the
McGree.
dressing room and
Yeah.
go onto the pitch on Tuesday night.
Me too.
Is this, with the greatest respect, probably one of the easier ones because there is so much on it, and you know the appointment of Kim
Thank you,
Hellberg
Hells. I
as
just
well
saw
adds
it.
another
I just
layer
saw
to
it.
it. But there
I'll
is
play
so
it
much on it
afterwards.
that maybe you don't have
Me
to
too,
say
Luther.
as much in those final moments.
Yeah, I mean, in both the games I've
Max
taken so far, I
Arfson
haven't
looks
actually
really
said
good.
anything in those moments. My last messages have been sort of an hour and 15 before kickoff. Really, I think that's time for players. I think it's a time for them. Of course, I'm
Sure.
there, but I think it's a time for them. I agree with your point. You shouldn't need to be up if you can't get excited about playing in this game. Then really you shouldn't be playing. And they're desperately excited about it.
True.
They know
True.
the expectation on them. They also
True.
know that their new head coach is watching.
True.
Not that he wasn't on Saturday, of course, but he is watching. He's there. You know, the atmosphere is going to be electric. And I think then it's the same thing, though, I said before Birmingham. You know,
I'd sign
what
that
can you
Bristol City
control?
winger.
I'll say it again, control the controllables. You know, don't
Mehmedi?
get caught up in
Luther?
trying to think
Mehmedi?
You've got to show something else because Kim's in the crowd. It's
Target injured?
play
I
your
think so.
normal game, play to the
That,
structure,
we don't
play
know.
to the game
Like,
plan.
they're not talking about who's fit and who's not
And
fit.
Hopefully, we come out
Hopefully
on the
someone
right
asks
side of
him.
What would be
Because I think we've got a lot of
very
injuries.
Important 3 points.
Like
but
a
it's
lot.
Only 3 points again at the end of the day. It's another game. And they come thick and fast, and hopefully it's a really good night. And you know, but whatever, today is a step forward for the football club. The football club can now start to think about the future.
Where's
Very
Hansen?
bright,
Apparently
as I've
injured
said, I feel.
as well. Hopefully, apparently injured.
And hopefully it's a great night.
Just finally, team news, and obviously you
Yeah,
had the
thank you,
Matt,
Rob.
you had the knock to Matt Target, and Dale Fry missed out.
Here we
when you
go.
had those
Here we go.
players who weren't available for selection due to knocks. Just how are they ahead of tomorrow night?
We're hoping to have a few more back in the squad. We'll
Yes!
diplomatic answer. And I think that's where we're at. We're hoping that we're going to have 2 or 3 of them more players available, which certainly will help us.
There you go.
There is a couple of issues. There's no point saying there's not. There's a couple of issues. There's a couple that we're still seeing where they're at, but we are hopeful that will be a couple more, 2 or 3. Final definitive, I can't give you. I don't know, and it may be tomorrow before I find that out. So, but I'm really hopeful. Certainly, Sonji trained today. Sfera trained today, so that's great for us. We have to see how that reacts overnight, of course, when you've had knocks, etc. But we're also hopeful that a couple of others may be fit enough to be involved. So that will give everybody a big plus. You know, you need your best squad, your best players when you're going up against teams like this. You know, we're not going to have a fully fit
Nobody's
squad,
going to play a
that's
back
for sure,
three.
not fully availability, but if we can get as close to it as possible, then
Yeah, but
that's
I don't think
certainly
he's got enough centre
It's
backs
been a
fit.
pleasure speaking to you the last few weeks. Thank
And to
you. Cheers.
Thank you.
What up, Rob?
Hi, Eddie.
Hello.
I suppose it's obviously been a period of uncertainty over the last couple of weeks, really.
He's full like sitting back in his chair. He's full just like, yo.
Yeah, I think I've said this a few
Who's
times.
next?
I think the
Look at him.
club should be
He's so
extremely proud.
relaxed.
I think they're a really diligent group. I think they're a hard-working group. I think the leaders within the dressing room have really stepped up. And I've just found, look,
He looks
was
poor.
there anger? Of course. Was there frustration? Yes. But they also knew that then there was a process. You know, it brings excitement when you know that things are going to move in a certain way. I just think, and again, it was nobody's fault, but just over the last couple of days, like I said, now when I first came in, it probably needed to happen because you just then get in that period where you know somebody's coming, when are they coming, and it sort of your focus can slip a little bit.
Nothing said about Bill? No.
Work rate or causing problems or things like that. Just for me, it's a natural reaction. It doesn't have to be in football. It can be any industry where there's going to be a change of management or a change of direction of leadership. So I think it's very important what's happened today. I think the players will see it like that.
Do you keep Conway up top?
Today, that they've been a real privilege to work with 3 to 5 months.
I think if Strelic is fit, you
Certainly
play
for me over the
Strelic.
last 10 days, and that's why I thank them today personally.
The press
because
bore him.
it's exciting to get it out of the way today, because tomorrow is about them and the connection with those wonderful supporters we have again, and obviously Kim being introduced and David. It adds to it, but tomorrow's about the players. So the players are going to win the game, not Kim, David, or me. The players will win this game if they're good enough. But today is a good chance for me to thank them for the way they've conducted themselves. But the whole football club should be extremely proud of them.
And obviously, the draw at the weekend, you got the win against Birmingham. How important is that? Are those results, and to kind of build that momentum, kind of first of all going into a new era, I suppose, but also going into a game.
How important is it that we beat Birmingham and got a draw?
Yeah, I think also the point at Leicester, you know.
What
that's 5
what kind of
points
question is that?
If you want to be, looking at what it was.
How important is it that we won a game of football and draw?
Watford, which was a disappointing result.
I don't know.
To then get the point.
Pretty bloody important.
Big when we got 3 against Birmingham. Oxford, I made my points quite clear about what I felt on Saturday.
Yeah, should have been a red. Should have been a red.
In the league, so
should have been a red card.
Should be looking forward to that challenge. And then
no, he's not. He's not close. Up a go.
So
apparently,
back home games against
he's got a long road ahead again. Apparently,
different ways. But we need to show that we're also a very strong team.
And we are.
I suppose the excitement is, where could it be? After Saturday, what does that look like? And then, obviously then Kim will have been in a couple of days. He'd have taken a game. He'll feel the championship. I know.
Lenahan's done. I think so too. T2A. Sadly, I do too.
And that'll be an interesting time for everybody again. But as
I
players,
do too.
I think they can only just focus on what's in front of you and what you can control. As I said, what you can control.
I hope not, but I think so. I think the writing's on the wall a little bit.
We're a Middlesbrough team against, the best team in the league at the moment. And if we
Melanda, I can't wait for him.
Ipswich or West Brom
Can't wait.
performance, we give ourselves every chance of having a good night.
Thank you, Eddie.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Hello.
You mentioned, nice to meet you.
You're welcome.
You mentioned that the timing of the managerial appointment today has been a good one. Has it added some impetus to tomorrow's match? And also, do you feel a bit lucky to be able to manage in a match of this magnitude? You seem quite excited.
Yeah, lucky. Yeah, I feel privileged. I said that. I feel privileged.
Does he feel lucky? Who are these journalists?
Obviously, as I said, it has a little bit of
Honestly,
meaning.
Rob Law was brilliant. Just end it there.
But that doesn't mean it's any more than 3 points. It's another game, but it's a big game. But the next
Hi,
game
Addy.
is bigger.
Hi, Eddie.
Do
you feel lucky?
I suppose we'll find out tomorrow. I don't know. The players are different. They take different things in different ways. Some of them will look at it, as I say, what it is for all of the players is an opportunity to impress the person who's going to be leading the move.
There is T2, true.
So I would hope that it didn't matter whether Kim was there. I just think that what I mean by that it is the right timing is that
AD.
that was everything down.
AD.
The man is actually here. You're not expecting him to be here. He's here. So I think for players, there's too much time to be worrying about other things. If their full focus is on the match, and then after, you can start to think they obviously have a bit of a downtime on Wednesday. I'm sure then there'll be a lot of things going through their head, and then I would imagine things roll forward. Kim will have to meet them all individually, chat to them, So it's an exciting period for them, but no more exciting than playing Coventry at home, surely.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Brett.
Yeah, of course not. Speaking of Coventry then, last season, for example, with 2 losses and no goals scored, given the recent, not lack of goals, but struggles to put the ball in the back of net as much as potentially, is it a bit of a daunting task to go toe-to-toe with Coventry tomorrow, or is it like a chance to put a marker down?
I just think it's a chance for you to produce a better performance than we did at Oxford in terms of the output. Like I said,
How much have you seen about how Hellberg plays? I'll cover that afterwards. Go. Yeah.
Of course, at the moment, Coventry.
No,
scoring a lot.
not yet.
Goals.
One man.
Nobody can compare to them in the league. You know that. It's been talked about by most teams that play them. There's a freak nature to that. But there's also a lot of quality to that. So, the reality is they've got a lot of goal scoring threats. But for us, I don't think you can go into any game thinking this is a daunting task. I haven't seen that from the players since we walked back in on Sunday after a long trip to Oxford. We were in Sunday first thing. The focus moved very quickly onto Coventry. We've done 2 days of diligent work, around key messages that we feel will be important to give us ourselves a chance of achieving a big result. But the reality is a lot of the focus has been on ourselves. If we keep putting ourselves in the right areas, if we can produce a little bit more quality when we get there, because we're there enough time.
100% we are.
Then the goal.
Frustratingly, hell, we are.
We just got to keep putting ourselves in those positions.
We're in that box.
Hopefully, this is the game, but you just never know.
We don't do anything with it.
Also, Coventry have also had some tight matches. They're not all these globe-trotting 4-3s, 3-2s, etc. They've had some tight.
Has Hellberg got in one? Has Hellberg got here on?
That's probably where we're at in terms of how do you get this positive result? Well, are you going to win a tight game, or are you going to try and beat somebody 5-4? Well, at the moment, you'd look at the stats and go, you're not going to beat them 5-4, but you could. You don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And just finally, Ben.
I love that. You could 5-4. Primary school kids would. Yeah, 100%. Up the Boro right night.
Well, if I'm honest, we haven't actually discussed that. Like I said, we discussed many things.
Wait, what did he ask?
I thought.
Your advice or has been your advice? Finally, Ben, what would be your advice or has been your advice to Kim if he wants to find success with this group of players, with this club, and in this league?
What would your advice be to Kim to find success?
Well, if I'm honest, we haven't actually discussed that. Like I said, we discussed.
No, they haven't talked about that.
Many things. We talked about Mr. Gyökeres. I thought we would, and that was quite interesting. And we just had a chat around how he's seen, and he's very.
Is Gyökeres Swedish?
The last couple of weeks, and that meant a lot. I received a text message off him on.
Oh my God, he is too.
Coach,
I didn't even realise.
Meant a lot.
I didn't even realise Victor Gyökeres is Swedish.
He's obviously watching the game, and he respects.
Bro, that didn't even cross my mind.
In the last couple of weeks, but generally today's just been about him having initial conversations. Somebody you haven't spoken to before, so it was an interesting hour. But you just, I haven't.
Who's the Swedish coach?
Messages. I'm sure he'll ask me some things.
Coach of Sweden.
From Wednesday.
Oh, it's Graham Potter.
It's Kim ship, and he'll be sailing it, and I'll give him everything I can to try and help him be successful. That is it. So when we get to that stage, one sugar in my tea, I'll probably be telling him if he's making that. So, yeah.
One sugar in me tea.
Hi, Eddie. Nice to meet you.
And you.
Yes.
Another game at the weekend where you dominated possession.
It was Dow Thomason, but he got sacked. Did Sweden make the World Cup?
What were the key takeouts that you took from that game to prepare for tomorrow night?
Well, we'd obviously like to have that much possession, but with a cutting edge. I think that's the take I would take.
Amen.
As I spoke about, the goal we conceded was disappointing.
Amen.
I think even with you know, sometimes making wrong decisions or in wide areas not having enough quality when we got there. Still,
Which Boro is a Scottish
if the
team.
game's
China's a
0-0
Swedish
at
team,
half-time, I
100%.
think we win the game.
No, they're in a
it's not
playoff?
technique,
Okay.
I think we do. So, you know, conceding a goal when you are so much on top is obviously a point that has happened a couple of times. And, you know,
Well, they're
that
gonna play
bit has been
Ukraine.
the
Oh my
message to the
God.
Players obviously is that you're playing against an opposition players. that are
Scotland's
very
overhead kick.
confident.
Yeah, Luther. Yeah.
You know,
Incredible.
they like to go 1v1. They're confident in their own ability to be able to take the ball past you, etc. So you're going to be put in some uncomfortable positions, but we need to make sure that they're in uncomfortable positions. We're at home. We need to be very on the front foot. We need to take the game to Coventry in terms of, you know, making them feel that, yeah, we're here, like I said, not just to
Rooney,
take
I
part
can't
in the
even
game, we're
pronounce
strong
that. How do
in
you
the game.
pronounce that?
There's a big difference with that. So I think the messages from the weekend would be about if we can get to
Zlatan.
those positions as many times against this level of opposition, then, you know, we just, if we can just produce a little bit more quality when we're there.
Who's Hammerby's?
we're
Do they
gonna
have
cause
a
them more problems? And then if you put aside on the back foot
Hammerby
any team,
leading
any,
goal scorer?
especially the better teams, then, you know, you're asking questions. They're going to ask us a lot.
Nahir Besara.
Of our structure, of our ability to deal with different situations. We've got to flip that and put them under as much, if not more, situations. And I hope that's how the game pans out. I'm quite intrigued.
We need
about
this
how
guy.
It will look like.
Yeah. And you
This
mentioned
is
that
this is Kim Hellberg's top scorer.
already. There's clearly a level
Nahir
of
Besara.
respect there. Has Kim said anything about
17 goals in
what you-
30
he's
games.
observed from his
Take that.
time watching the Boro over the last couple of weeks?
No, not really. No, obviously he's what the games he's watched. You know, the main players have played a lot of minutes. So I think when you come into a new club, you've got quite a few questions.
No,
around
Derby finished
players
seventh,
that
the
maybe
lowest.
haven't played
We've got
as
relegated from the
many
Premiership in this season. They have 6 points, so Wolves has 11 points than Derby. Oh my God.
Navigate his squad, obviously.
Sucked
there's,
in, Rob.
You know, a couple of players that could be coming back in January. So there's things.
Island
like
Grammars
that. I
Gate,
think
much you feel as played well.
talks
He
a
had
little bit about
Phil's
that,
come
about
good.
Schedules.
Scored 2 on the
structure,
weekend as well.
The boring things around
He would T2.
travel and away games in the league, and you know.
Wait, what did he? What was that joke?
Travel about schedules of players that could be or, you know, some of the injuries, and he's trying to navigate his squad. Obviously, there's, you know, a couple of players that could be coming back in January. So there's things like that. I think he talks a little bit about that, about schedules and structure and the boring things around travel and away games in the league, and you know the of what we've got coming up. Hull to Charlton is a big difference from a Friday to a Tuesday. Playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday over a weekend. I think this is quite interesting for him. So, you know, those are the general conversations. I think he's gathering a lot of information at the moment. You know,
Morris is
in a
injured for
very
Derby.
good
Big
way, I
loss for
think.
them. Oof.
You know, he'll have some meetings going on Wednesday with staff.
Yeah, we do,
staff,
Tomo. Yeah.
sections of the club, and then I think he'll accumulate all his information together, and then what I expect.
I think
what
Lucas
I feel
Engel got back as
from
well.
him is he's then going to go.
You guys remember him?
I think that's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah. And I know you don't want to talk about the availability in squad, etc., your choices for Tuesday night. But just a little word about Riley McGree, who's obviously come back into the squad, has had a couple of
The GOAT!
amazing games. What sort of impact
Carlton
has
Morris.
getting him back on the field?
Yeah, look, again and again for Riley, you know, it's quite nice at the moment.
I know,
that,
Duck.
You know, we have got him fit. Certainly with a new head coach coming in, so you know, I feel for the players that are out. Certainly the ones that are not available at the moment, because you want to hit a new coach right between the eyes. Well, Riley is now, you know, in that position. It's great to have him back.
Yeah, I know,
obviously
Toby, we
had to
all did.
manage that situation at the weekend. He'd been on a long travel. You know, he'd only started his first game for us. Then he's had international. You know, this is the world for Riley, because obviously he plays for a country that, you know, I know they're in America, but they are on the other side of the world. But
What?
quality player. Said it the other day. I love
Other side of the world? We are. It's true.
working with him, love coaching him. He's got a typical Australian attitude. He wants to win everything. You know, he's not a bad card player either, but he's somebody that can unlock doors. And certainly at the moment, when we're talking about just this little spell that the team has
They got hammered, did they actually?
Obviously, the little things, the
FC.
improvements that we've got to try and make and certainly will be a key
Ooh.
for Kim moving forward, especially with
4-0.
His attacking style.
Strange
He's
foreign land.
He's adopted. Then Riley could be a really key player for that because he sees.
Did Engel even play?
He finds little pockets. He's a wonderful footballer, great technician, can score goals, and yeah.
He did too. Engel started.
Really, I'd say
Wow.
He's probably maybe 95% to where he could be, which is great, and hopefully the next 5% come over the next couple of games.
All the very best.
Thank you. Thanks.
Is there any kind of worry, Eddie, or would there be any worry just about the?
I know this voice.
defensive
Who's this
kind of
voice?
Situation, because it does feel like
Who's this voice?
that area of the pitch in particular is where it's
Latte Lath? How did he go?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say we'd like to have more options.
I know that voice.
Defensively, but I think it's one or two ways, isn't it? You can
30
either think
matches,
about it,
7
about
goals.
injuries, or you have to just find solutions, and that's our job. Our job
What
is to try and
happened
find
to
the
my
best
goat?
solutions at the moment. That I think you went through it last year as well. Obviously, I wasn't here, and sadly, it seems to be a little bit like that. But in different ways.
30 matches, 7 goals.
Definitely the Adelson Malanda coming, in Jack will help
Will
anyway.
help
It would help
massively, yeah.
anyway because he's a quality player, but it helps because of what's going on also around.
You are my Boro. That's him.
those
That's
boys
him,
are-
Lung.
there's
That's
nobody more
him.
frustrated than those players.
Yeah.
Scott
When you're
Wilson.
in the position
Scott
with the
Wilson.
start you've made,
It's Scott Wilson.
They obviously feel
Yeah.
that they can really add to it. They did add to it.
Latte 7 in 30.
Already this season, so yeah, I wouldn't say.
That's
I'd say
that's
yes.
not good.
Of course, it's a slight concern. It is.
22
But
mil
the
or whatever
reality is
they paid
our
for
job
him.
is to find solutions. That's why you're
That's not good.
Club to try and find those solutions, work out how you can solve problems, and then also use that to our advantage. So flip it. So how do we pose the opposition?
Simon Jordan reckons USA League is
Certain
shitter than
different
League
kinds of
2.
things, but-
And he only
or
scored
find
7.
Little rabbits in headlights that can. that
Yeah,
can
you're not wrong,
perform
one.
and, there's been a couple of them already this season that have come
Yeah.
out and shocked people and
I hope we bring him
done
back.
good jobs. And at the moment, it is a little bit like that. Yeah.
And you talked about your time at Coventry, and I mean, you'll know all the things that you and Mark did to get the club from where it was at to where it eventually got to. I think from the outside, it just felt like they got on such a roll and there was such momentum there that it almost became a kind
Horses
of
doing good.
self-fulfilling thing. And I guess big clubs, Boro, Coventry, can do that, can't they? Where you can get just that momentum that just seems to take you and can be unstoppable.
He scored 2
Yeah, I mean,
goals.
I think it went in waves.
Doesn't say how many games he's played.
It can be that juggernaut effect. I agree. But I mean, I think we were disappointed to finish in the playoff places in League Two. To be honest, we should have been the top 3.
Yeah.
And that was a failure.
The upper MLS is lower champ level.
The group of players we had. So we had 4 or 5 championship players playing in League Two.
Why are we talking about Coventry? Why at a Middlesbrough press conference are we talking about his history with Coventry? Do you know what I mean? Like, I get it that you coached there for ages and stuff like that, but like, why?
And Doyle was obviously a great captain, played for Coventry in the Championship. Michael is obviously coaching now, shows how old we're getting. But he's obviously there. We had some couple of homegrown. Willis was good enough to be in the Championship. So the team was a great team for League Two. Did it really well. Should have gone. We went up by the playoffs. Played brilliantly in the final. The evolution of the style, which obviously why Mark brought me in, started to change in League One. We were able to attract, certainly some really good loans from Chelsea because of the connection. League One was tough at the start, really tough. And then you sort of work through it. We finished 8th, I think, the first season. And then the second year, the next year was the COVID.
Where's
year,
McNair? Good point.
when we won the league or awarded the league.
Paddy
Certainly in
McNair.
that period. He did for about 6 games before. I didn't feel we were going to concede, let alone lose a game.
Yeah.
The players, that League One team was a fantastic team. It was on a roll. It was going, and I think
He's at San Diego.
We would have won the league anyway. In my opinion, the Championship is a different kettle of fish, and that was like a steady incline. We went in the first year again with no crowds. For us, with no crowds like it is here. Middlesbrough and Coventry having no crowds is like that's tough, and it was.
He's at MLS.
Deal with the ground
T2.
sharing issues and playing at Burton, one cup game, and Yeah, so it was a bit of a roller coaster. There was, like I say, about the down moments, but you know, there was a lot of
Me
good
too,
work
Luth.
done there, and then obviously we got to the, you know, the game where we played, you know, Coventry Middlesbrough, and then we obviously played Luton. So you know that's how it worked. It didn't happen for both of us.
Yeah.
And the reality is that that Coventry since then have just added, you know, the year I left.
Anyone else feel like this is a Coventry press conference now? If you changed all these colours to blue, you would think we're at a Coventry presser.
I was there for 1 year with the main players in the team now. You know, they are the main players, and obviously had quite a lot to do with Jack Rodoni being brought in. So, you know,
Yeah, I saw that, Toby. Yeah,
but they've strengthened. You know,
Engel's coming back in the new year.
Ellis got 19 goals apiece. So, you know,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'll play him. That'll be up to Hellberg, won't it?
You know, the club just built back up. And
how is Josh Sargent still at Norwich? Yeah, that's a good question.
Opposition at their place for opposing teams.
Yeah.
The noise level is through the roof, and it's great. You should feel proud of that. I feel very proud. And now, as I said, they've been taken on by obviously an outstanding coach.
That's crazy, Tomo.
His team, and they're playing some lovely football, and you know,
we're not allowed too long. He's not. We can't register him till January.
I'll try and make sure that the moment's ours tomorrow night.
And just as you alluded to, this type of game, actually this season, well, not just this season. In fairness, the last couple of seasons, this squad have.
I hope so, Chris.
Turned up for it.
Is Kim in the building? Yeah, Smoggy. Yeah.
The kind of first against second promotion rivals home games.
He's not taking control till Wednesday though. Oh, Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday.
I think you've got to be a certain kind of individual to play for this football club. I think to accept that pressure, that you know, that the relentless drive to get back to the promised land, if you like, and you have to accept that when you come here. And it's the same for staff, but it is for players. So you know, I think that's one of the reasons why they were brought here. The players, that's why they were signed, and that these types of occasions will not faze them. They'll use it.
Boro.
Certainly, we need our best players to be the best players on the pitch. If they can do that tomorrow, then we give ourselves every chance of being successful.
Yeah, boy.
So you need the big players to turn up, and generally, this season, you know, not just in these games. You know, I think we're only, you know, we've lost 2 games in 16. I think that's very important to stress that. And I know
I'd be down for Sargent.
You know,
we all would.
Yeah, people
we
see
all
that,
would.
but at the end of the day, it evens out a little bit. You still have to have.
Yeah, not wrong, Owen.
Where you don't lose matches in the championship.
Still can't believe he was at our.
Generally, is that way at the moment.
We had him.
Are just
the way he's going.
You know, 9 wins out.
Yeah,
10,
true, Chris.
Goal. It's just like that.
I can't handle. Who's the ref tomorrow?
The championship, I don't think that's been seen, even with a brilliant Leeds team that was last year. And Burnley did it in a different way. I think it's very different than that. But for me, they say
Matt Donoghue
is a marker, so we're 2 points shy of
Matt Donoghue.
So I don't think that's a bad start. Certainly, we'd.
I know this face.
Defensively, is a really good. I think we're second or third. Conceded goals in the league. That's a big plus. So it's
that's
all
our
there
ref.
to move it on, and hopefully after.
That's the ref.
Night,
you guys know that face. I know that face.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We now know obviously that you're going to be staying. You're going to be part of Kim's coaching team, and you know
that's Craig Johns.
Why he thinks you'll be very valuable to him, and certainly since very early in this process that we were hearing that people within the club
refs are against us. They really are. It's crazy how poor we've had it.
Rob alluded to, a lot of fans were so invested in your future, constantly asking, is he staying? Will he be staying? And now really happy that will be the case. I mean, on a personal level for you, how does that make you feel that there is that kind of connection and trust and belief in you?
Sorry, yeah, that's a joke to me and Juicy. As I said the other day, sorry, I feel very humbled.
What just happened?
I've always tried to get that. I'm I'm quite a quiet man. I don't say too much. I said this before I came in. After Birmingham, I spoke about that, but I was being honest. trying to be honest.
Pacey
about
winger.
that. It's not that I'm scared of these sorts of things. I just choose to be that way. That's my choice. Quite a deep thinker. I think at times like this, people just see that, you know, you're probably maybe a calming figure. You're a calming influence. But I'm just myself. I don't try to be something I'm not. You know, I don't suffer fools in my life. I surround myself by people that are very important to me. And
wow.
you know, I try to be as honest. If somebody does well on a training pitch, I tell them. If they don't, I also try to guide them. That's how I've always worked. I have no favourites. I'm not like that.
West Ham are tracking Matty Target.
In the role, you know, that it'll be moving forward after, obviously, tomorrow night with Kim. You know, that'll be vitally important. He needs to know that he can trust me to be able to pass a message across, maybe in a slightly different way than he would like, or he wants to do it. He's 37. And
Supposed to be laid back vibe. It's kind of like it shows that he doesn't feel a ton of pressure.
You know, full of energy, rightly so. He's leading a massive football club.
Yeah, he is.
So, you know, that'll be very important. He'll do it in a very different way to me. We're different people.
Yeah, we are.
I think if you marry the two together and obviously have David's input as well in a slightly
take 10% off Euro to GBP.
You can still get the messages across.
What?
You know, I'd like to think that the supporters and the people of Middlesbrough just see.
Oh, they want Sargent.
Man who's trying to work extremely hard for their football club. He's also has a steely determination to be successful for them.
It's a big jump.
And you know, that's how I've always been. And I really hope that that's the case come May.
Cheers. Just finally for me, we've mentioned obviously the defensive injury problems, and one player who's been on the bench but hasn't made it back onto the pitch at the moment yet is Alex Bangura.
Bangura!
You know, where's he at, and how close is he to being ready to kind of take that next step?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Alex, you know, he had a long-term Achilles injury and
here we go.
Came back. He was involved in pre-season. I think it was the Bradford game. He came on and went off, sadly, very quickly. Yeah. So I think over the last couple of weeks, Alex has actually had because of the injury problems, we've had to probably have him on the bench a little bit earlier. Probably we're hoping for him to play in some 21s games to actually get some minutes, because it's hard enough playing a championship game anyway, but to come into a championship game with a lack of minutes is tough. But at the moment, it's a little bit like needs must. So, you know, he's there, but is he 100%? No, he's not 100% fit, and I think that's honest to say that. In terms of match fitness. Now, I think there's also stuff, as I spoke about the other day, about Dara. There's other players in this, you know, when you're coming back from
Ooh, tertiary, that sounds exciting.
That you have to work a lot on the mental side of the game as well, and try and take away that fear factor of when you're actually thrust into the action. How you handle it, because it's been so long since you have, and I know people will say, well, they're professional footballers, but the reality is there is a case of that at certain players of this football club at the moment, and we have to help them to really try and change that narrative, to change that mindset a little bit, and help them, you know, become or be the players they were signed here to be. And I think I put Alex in that bracket. So he's been thrust into a situation not of his own accord, in terms of probably a little bit quicker than I'd be comfortable with, he'd be comfortable with.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he's not ready at all.
You know, when you're stood there, certainly over the last couple of days,
he's not ready at all.
I've had to make decisions that I feel were right. I have to be comfortable what I'm doing. Somebody else would be comfortable with something else. I had a choice against Birmingham to put him or George. I chose George. There were reasons around that, and that's why I went for it. I thought it was very early in the game, still at 60, to be able to do it the other way around. So that was my thinking. I explained it to Alex, and that's where we're at. But I certainly hope that moving forward for him, that he's.
I was just saying, he's just doing good. Is he actually? He's a good player.
Yeah, I certainly hope that.
Is that it?
Have you? How do you follow all that? Come on.
We're just saying first. We're saying first versus second, but the two teams that sort of
11 matches, 3 goals.
Come from behind a few times this season. Can Middlesbrough spoil it for Coventry tomorrow?
Well, we hope so. Yeah.
Can Middlesbrough spoil it for Coventry tomorrow? Is that journalist's question? Can Middlesbrough spoil it for Coventry? Sir, I got a question. Can we win tomorrow?
That's why we're in the game. That's why we're, you know, that. Yeah, we're looking forward to the game. We really are looking forward to the game. All of us for different reasons. We're looking forward to the game. As I said, it's a big challenge. It's a big challenge for them as well to come here.
Hey LD, how are you?
They're well prepared. Like I say, they're a very well coached team. But we need to make them feel the pressure of playing at the Riverside and change this narrative around Middlesbrough and Coventry fixtures. Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Thanks, Eddie.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Wow, there you go. There you go. That's his press conference. AD Vivesh. His last press conference, the last time we'll probably see him. Bro, what was that question at the end there? Anyway, we have got 80 in the bag for tomorrow. How are you and the fam doing? Right, I hope you've had rough times. We're doing okay, thank you so much. Dad's on big recovery. Actually, it's crazy because I was meant to be there this week. Like, I would be in Middlesbrough right now, which is crazy. But obviously, unfortunately, yeah, because of Dad and his illness and all that, I'm not there. So, unfortunately, yeah, that is. How about them Cowboys, Shuey? How about them Cowboys? Bro, I wrote them up. 21 points, bro. Does Coventry's coach driver know his way to Boro? Probably. He's from the Northern Echo. Okay. Dude, what a comeback that was. 21 points Eagles gave up. It was incredible. I wouldn't have put it on them. Right, next. We're going to, I went to bed at halftime. Did you actually? I wrote them off, dude. I wrote them off 100%. I was like, nah, this is done. 21 points. I'm like, nah, goodbye. Hooroo. Right, Kim Hellberg's first press conference. Let's watch that. Let's get some thoughts on it. We'll talk about it and see what you all have to think about our new manager, or Gaffer, or head coach as they call him these days, Kim Hellberg, who has taken over as of Thursday. He was announced today, but he'll be in charge of this Thursday, which I think is quite interesting. High press tomorrow didn't give them a chance to break Coventry. It'll be interesting. All right, here we go.
First,
this isn't as long, so we'll just talk about it.
Kim, welcome to Boro. You must be a
Firstly, good-looking guy. Good-looking man. Right? Thoughts? I would.
proud moment for yourself.
Thank you very much. It is. I'm looking forward to this, and yeah.
Yeah, and we know there was a lot
His English is quite good as well.
of interest in your services. Why Middlesbrough? Why did you want to come here?
Because I think everything about this club suits me very good. It's been a lot of good people I've met and talked to, and I think the way they play and they want to play together with the crowd suits me how I want to work. So I think there's a lot of things that makes Boro the perfect
Better looking than the snake. Not hard.
choice for me.
Yeah, and could you go into a little bit of detail about the conversations that you had in building up to joining us?
Yeah, also I talked a lot to Neil and Kieran,
Lovely
of course.
accent.
Had a lot of good meetings with them. Talked about.
I feel like he seems very well spoken. Do you know what I mean? Like very well spoken. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like he speaks very well.
The club, the supporters, the people around the club, the players.
He's got beautiful eyes. I mean that it's a light shade of blue.
So a lot about that in very good conversation. I get a very good impression from both of them and what they said. Then of course talked to Steve. Had a very good day at his place and a lot of good conversation about.
He spent the day at Steve Gibson's house. Spent the day.
Football and how we want to progress and how we want to work forward.
What do you reckon you do at Steve Gibson's house, by the way? 100% they're like, Steve's rich, right? 100% clay shooting. Do you reckon? That's what all the rich people do, right? You know, where they shoot the clay pit, the pool. You know, I reckon they did that. 100%. Maybe I've just watched too much Guy Ritchie movies.
Suits me perfectly. So, yeah, a lot of good conversation, a lot of good people I met, and feel that it's a good place to be at.
Yeah, and I know you've had a little bit of a wander around and you met some of the players. What's been your first impressions of the club so far?
They play a round of darts and have a
That
pub.
they are working hard, that everyone wants success for the team, and trying to achieve that together in a good way. And a lot of happy faces. So I think this...
Tuba. You remember that? Look at that. Tuba. Leadbitter. Oh!
Yeah, will be.
He's 32 in a midfield. I'm guessing he's a penalty taker or a dead ball specialist. Oh, okay,
Second in the league. That challenge must excite you.
Of course, I think that
Brandy and
now we have
Stuka.
been playing 16 games. I think that's the team has shown that there are good quality players. That they have.
Question: do you think he shaves that mustache? Because he's got like a little bit of a beard thing going on here, but not much of a mustache. Do you know what I mean? Do you think he shaves that intentionally, or he just it doesn't grow as well? That's, you know, this is why you guys tune in, because I ask the hard hitting questions.
Perform well, that they're working very hard, and I think that is a good ground to start at. And I think that's a perfect opportunity for me to come in and be clever and to try to keep building on what has been good and try to do small changes in what I think we can improve together. But I'm very impressed by the players, how they have worked, and how AD have worked the last 2 weeks in terms of the breakup. So I think it's a lot of good things that are happening here, and yeah, as I said, I'm very proud to be here.
Yeah, and you're used to fighting at that top end of the table with Hammarby. How much will you be able to lean on that experience coming here?
Oh, it's that's the thing. In Hellberg, we've been second 2 years in a row, and I think second is of course
Ryan
want to win,
Hellberg
but second is good enough here to get promoted. So I think that is something that, of course, is important, and I think Boro should be in the Premier League, and that's why I am here. There's no hiding behind that. I want to get there, and I know everyone in the club and the chairman and the people around it wants to get there, and that's what I will try to achieve over this contract I've signed. So that's what I want to do, and there's nothing hiding about that one.
Yeah, and I know the fans, when your name first got mentioned, have probably done their research into you, but what can they expect from a Kim Hellberg side?
Yeah, someone told me they were best Google name in Tennessee, or said. So it's of course I'm.
Okay. Translator, what did he just say? Anyone?
It's of course I.
Side.
Yeah, someone told me they were best Google name in Tennessee, or said. So it's.
Mess Googling name Tennessee. That's what I got. Mess Googling name Tennessee.
Yeah, someone told me they were best Google name in Tennessee, or said. So.
Oh, that's comments. Is there subtitles? Subtitles?
Yeah, someone told me they were best Google name in Tennessee, or said. So it's of
Google name in Tennessee. That's what I read as well.
Of course, I just looking forward to use what is. This is a little bit of a special way in terms of coming middle of the season, so I need to adapt to what has been good here. Using AD a lot, using the players a lot to talk about what has been good, and then trying to sneak in things and work on it for a little bit longer time, because a lot of things that has been done is working very good. So that's the combination. Then of course I want to be playing a quick football. I want to play an aggressive football. We will try to win the ball as quickly as possible if we don't have it. I want to be quick on goal, creating a lot of chances, and I think that's are a lot of good possibilities to create here. So yeah.
How big of a role will AD play as well in kind of making that transition for you a bit easier, having never managed in England before?
I've talked to him a lot already, by text after the Oxford game, but also today, and I think his knowledge and the way he talks and the way he all the experience he have, it makes him a very important person for me to have and to use as much as possible for Middlesbrough, to create as good atmosphere as possible and the best condition to win games for Middlesbrough.
Got AD, but you've also brought David with you as well. Yeah. How much will that familiarity help you, but also...
So that's his assistant coach. That's the assistant coach there, David.
How does that dynamic work between the two of you during the week?
Oh, well, that's perfect. David has been with me for 4 years in Allsvenskan in 2 different teams, and know how I want to train, how I want to play, which means it goes a little bit quicker to implement that to the players, to the other one around with the staff and that stuff that's going to help us. So I think that is important and gives me a better opportunity to start as quickly as possible, getting the things I want to work with to the players and to everyone around them.
Yeah, and can you just give us a bit of an insight into what the next few days
Jack,
looks
not
like
till
for you
December.
when you first get to work with the players?
I will watch the game tomorrow from the stands, hoping for a win and do my best from there. But Adi will control the game and work everything up to that game. Then I will take over from Wednesday and start working towards the derby game, and then of course continue for that.
And just finally, do you have a message for the Middlesbrough fans?
No, keep working hard, keep being at Riverside, and I'm looking forward to meet you all. I think there's a lot of positive things around the club, and I've seen the energy you create in the stadium, and I'm looking forward to be there with you.
What do you guys reckon? What do you guys reckon? Speaks really well. Speaks really well. Speaks really well. I like it. I like it. Yeah, so we have a couple of questions. The Malmo guy, yeah, he's coming in December. He's finished. He's currently the main man at Malmo, and then once their season's done, he will come in. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, no. Here. This one. Anus, I can't. Any help? Has agreed terms with Middlesbrough where he will reunite with Kim Hellberg and David Salini. Maravac will take charge of Malmo FC's remaining European matches before flying to England in December to complete the move. So there you go. So that's another coach coming in to help out Kim when it comes, once he's finished. And he's the head coach as well. Let's just hope Wolves don't come knocking with Snake. Pfft. I think there'd be strict instructions, LD, nay, even some sort of contractual that he's not allowed to come back and poach players. Plus, do you imagine being Rob Edwards or someone from Wolves picking up the phone to Steve Gibson or Kieran Scott and going, hey, do you know what I mean? Imagine making that phone call. Speaks matter of fact and engaging, kind of tell he expects things that isn't trying a PA stunt. The way I like it is that he was no fluff. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I think we need. We had a lot of fluff with Rob Edwards now, we realised. Do you know what I mean? And Kim seems to be straight down the line. He seems to tell it how it is. And another thing that I think a lot of people are starting to notice as well, because he's from Sweden, guess where Kim Hellberg's going to have to live? In Middlesbrough. So he's going to be able to get to know the town, how much the club means, and how much have I been telling you that we need, do you know what I mean? A coach that lives in the area. I know that people stay at the Riverside, stay at Rockcliffe and all that sort of stuff, but you need to be there. You need to buy into the town. You need to be shopping and hear what they're feeling. Do you know what I mean? Feel how cold it is and how miserable it can be and how warm it can be. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. He seemed pretty nervous, you reckon? Right, we're going to listen now to Kieran Scott. Kieran Scott also spoke and gave a quick interview on his appointment of Kim and what happened with the Snake as well. Which, let's not forget, Kieran Scott and Rob were good mates. Are good mates.
Kieran, it's been an eventful few weeks. Can you just tell us what it's been like from your perspective?
Yeah, it's been an eventful few weeks. It's been challenging and in some ways rewarding as well, because I wasn't anticipating what happened. So the fact that we've reacted really quick as a club and been decisive and sort of made our decision on what we want to do, and then hopefully it's going to help progress the club as well in what's gone on. So yeah, it's been an interesting few weeks.
And as you say, the club reacted really quickly to appoint Kim Hellberg as the new head coach. What made him the standout candidate from your perspective, would you say?
Kim's somebody that I've been monitoring for a little while. He's well known really in the circles of European football as an up-and-coming head coach that was catching a lot of people's eye and had done really well at Hammarby. I wasn't expecting to be meeting him as quick as I was after obviously making a change in the summer, but Yeah, he was obviously not the only candidate. We met a few, but Kim was high on my list of people I wanted to meet, and obviously I'm pleased that we did, and it obviously went very well.
And when it became clear that you were going to need to appoint a new head coach, how did that process sort of go, and how quickly did it become obvious that he was the right man?
As soon as we were aware of what was going to go on with the previous coach, we knew that we had to be decisive and we had to make decisions quickly, and in the interest of everybody at the club with the start that we've had, we didn't need it dragging on. We didn't need to be going round and round in circles. So we put a list together quickly, which is a list that I always have. It's part of my job to keep that updated, just as well I did in this situation, to be honest. But obviously Kim was there, and we met Kim. Obviously I met Kim, and then Neil come and met him, and then Steve as well. So all three of us met him, and we're very impressed with what he had to say and how he carried himself, and we felt it was an appointment that could take us forward.
So does it work in a similar way to how you identify players, in terms of you have those lists always ready for contingencies, if you like? Yeah,
it is, and I think the way that the markets are moving now, and the head coach managerial markets, you have to be that way, and you have to have a contingency all the time. And in fairness, in this situation, having a contingency plan has paid off, hopefully.
It's a bit of a step away from some of the previous appointments that the club's made, in that Kim hasn't worked in English football before. What was it about him particularly that made you convinced that he was ready to make that step?
There was a lot of things, actually, to be honest. In terms of the feel when we met and we spoke about football and how he sees things and how he wants to deliver a team, resonated with what we were doing and what the steps we'd taken as a club. I think and I have to credit the previous coaching staff, we've added, made us more solid, and defensively we look better. We've had some additions as well that have helped that, but I felt that we'd made a good step forward. There was just a few areas that we needed to improve on, and Kim spoke to me in length really about how he saw some areas in the team he felt he could improve, and they were the same areas I felt we needed to improve. So I'm looking forward to what he brings.
Of course, Kim is bringing David with him as well. In terms of the makeup of the backroom staff, just give us an insight into how that is sort of taking shape at the moment as well.
Yeah, David was Kim's assistant at Hammarby, and from very early on, Kim was very insistent on David coming with him, which, to be fair, is perfectly normal. Obviously, we'll speak about Adi, I'm sure. Adi was someone we were really keen to make sure remained in Kim's staff, and to be honest, one of the reasons, or one of many reasons, but one of the reasons Kim did appeal to us was he saw the benefit in keeping Adi and utilising Adi for what he can as a huge benefit to him, which obviously made him equally as attractive to us. So it was a big thing that Adi was part of the staff, and obviously David's come in with him as well.
I'm sure when Adi came in during the summer, you knew what you were getting, sort of thing. It was sort of a known quantity in the Championship. But how impressed have you been with him since he's joined the club in terms of everything he's done?
Yeah, I think Adi, it's funny, I was just been laughing and joking with him this morning about a few things. He was a thorn in my side with the Coventry team that we seem to be battling with all the time, and obviously battling with tomorrow night. And he was a huge, cog in that wheel, and done some great work there. So I've known of Adi since his days at Chelsea, and always admired his work, and he's got a great reputation in the game. To have him here was a massive plus for us. And when Rob and Harry decided to move on, I was really pleased that Adi wanted to stay here, and I think he's a great fit for the club and the area. I think the fans have really taken to him. The staff have really taken to him internally as well, and he knows my thoughts and Steve and Neil's feelings about him staying here, so we're really pleased that he's here.
And how much credit does he deserve for the last few weeks as well, and how he's conducted himself throughout this whole process?
Yeah, brilliantly. It wasn't an easy time for any of us, but specifically, Adi was part of that group, and he came in with Rob and Harry, and it must have been a bit of a kick, which I think he's dealt with brilliantly, and that's what experience brings you, which he's brought here, but he's shown it. He dealt with that really, really well in his stride, took on extra responsibility, which he's done great with, and I can't credit him enough.
In terms of the platform that Kim now has coming into a team that is second in the league, is that a big bonus to be able to introduce a head coach at that sort of level?
Yeah, it is. It's quite a rarity that you're doing that. Certainly in my career, it's the first time I've been involved in introducing someone to a team that are second in the league. it's a different type of pressure that Kim will have to deal with, and we'll support him and help him. And to touch on the previous answer, that's where Adi can be so good for him as well, as he knows. So, yeah, it is a rare time that you come in second, but we've got to embrace it and take it on another level.
In terms of the squad that he now takes over, how pleased are you with how that looks at the moment, given the work that went on during the summer?
Yeah, I'm really pleased from a defensive, organisational. We look solid. We look like a group of players that want to defend and win the ball back, and the intensity's gone up, the energy levels. Been really pleased with that. I think we do need to find our rhythm at the forward end of the pitch, and that isn't to knock the players or the forward players in any way. I just think there's a lot of work that needs to go on, and we just got to keep plugging away. But if we can get that little bit right, I think we'll be a real threat.
One of the big things so far this season has been the togetherness shown from the players, the staff and the fans as well. The fans have really sort of came together over the last few weeks in particular. How important will that be moving forward into these early few weeks of Kim's reign?
Yeah, I've always said about the fans here have always, they travel in mass numbers and do great, but I actually felt that they were a bit cheesy. But the 12th man in the Birmingham game, we were struggling there. We finished that game with no fit centre-backs on the pitch. We'd made every change we could make. We tried to, put it together, and they were a good side, and they've shown again, they've scored another 4 at the weekend. We managed to stop them, and that unity and that. But the fans really, I thought, really kicked it on when we needed them to, and to be honest, we need them to continue to do that going into tomorrow night's game as well. We're going to need it there. They're a really good side, and the fans have got to stick with us as they do, and really G the boys up.
Just finally, in terms of targets for the rest of the season, I'm sure you don't want to put too much pressure on Kim straight away, but he's got a great position, hasn't he, to really kick on from here?
Yeah, listen, it's a group that just needs a bit of tweaking and a bit of coaching ultimately. I think if we can just tweak in a few areas, it's not a lot to fix. It's not like it needs to. A lot of the time you come in, you're having to fix the defence, and maybe the goalkeeper's not right. They're not running around enough. Our running numbers are through the roof. We're in the top 3 for every running metric you can have. So he inherits a good squad working hard, and we just need to sprinkle a little bit of magic on it, and we should be there.
Sprinkle a little bit of magic on it. Hey, sprinkle a little bit of magic on it, he says. Well, there you go. We've heard from Kim Hellberg. We've heard from Kieran Scott. We've watched Adi's press conference as well. There is one more thing that I do want to watch with you guys. It is what Boro fans can expect from Kim Hellberg, and thank you to Hells for getting this. This is Kim Hellberg giving his players a team talk, and what sort of like a manager he can be. So we'll watch this very soon. But all in all, I'm very impressed. I think that I think it's a solid appointment. I don't think there was. I don't think there was much you could do when you're, like that. I didn't think you could do that much quickly, but they have been able to get Kim Hellberg, who was a manager that was in need. Do you know what I mean? And when you're 4 months into the season, most managers are already in a hot seat. If they're a decent manager, they're in a hot seat. But we've managed to go to Sweden and get the bloke that was in second for 2 seasons running to come to our club. So I think that's a really credit to the club and credit to Kieran. And he's said he's got a book that he constantly calls upon. I hope I'm on that book as well. I doubt that he's probably seen me on FIFA and probably knows that I am. But I think it's, and Kieran said wasn't expecting it and all that sort of stuff. And the previous coach was the biggest I've ever heard. I love it when he's the previous coach. To be able to be called that, and this is coming from someone that said in his press conference that him and I go way back, like Rob and I go way back. So it's really interesting to see Kieran Scott's reaction, given that he was at Wolves together with Rob and all this sort of stuff. So I like Kieran Scott. I think he didn't fluff it around. He said the fans are going to be important. We've got 80 tomorrow for Coventry. 80 will know Coventry inside out. And then obviously Kim comes in and starts on Wednesday with 80 in his backroom staff as well. And then we will get this other coach as well. Now let's quickly just watch, and then we'll have another chat. This is Kim Hellberg giving his team a pre-match speech, which is going to be interesting to hear how he talks and how he delivers his message to the players.
Exactly like that. For us, it's about, I think from the start they have shown how afraid they are of you. And I think that comes from what you have done. What we have achieved, what we have done together with the fans, with your friends to the left and right, and with your families that are supporting you at home. Today we're playing for every one of those players, and families, and friends on the stands, and supporters. but now we're in a perfect position. The club hasn't been here for 20 years. You have achieved that. We can do it out here again together. So look at your friend to the left and right. Whatever happens on the pitch, you are not letting them down. That's the most important thing. And we look like Hammarby. Yes. Let's go, boys!
Oh. Anyone else erect? Anyone else erect? That turned me on. I know. Maybe I'm getting old and it doesn't take much these days anymore, but that got me rocking. That got me rocking. Wow. There you go. There you go. Powerful, man. Powerful. Yeah, so the game is on 4:10. Is it on at 4:10? Is it really? Oh my God. Is it really? Ugh. Middlesbrough versus I haven't even looked what time it starts my time. It's a 5:45 a.m. start. God damn it. God damn it. Yeah, so Kim Hellberg, he's the new coach. Middlesbrough have got themselves a new coach after 4 months. Someone we didn't think we would need, but someone we've gotten. Hey, Kim Hellberg's Reds. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Kim Hellberg's Reds. I think it's going to be interesting. I think he plays attacking style football. I think he wants us to score goals. He does. And I think that one thing that impressed me was that he said that him and Kieran spoke about what flaws they saw in the current Middlesbrough squad. And they were both aligned into what they thought needed to come from him and his coaching. And Kieran said that hopefully Kim can sprinkle a bit of magic on this team and coach these boys into scoring goals, because that's ultimately what we need. We need more goals. We need to be more clinical in and around our box. Like that's 100 in the opposition box. Sorry. Like we are doing everything possible to get the ball forward. I think our defensive unit is perfect. I think our movement from defensive even up to just outside that area is perfect. But when we get inside or around that around that goal area, we seem to stuff it up. Whatever it is at that moment, the players need to make it better. Like we saw on the weekend, like before Morgan Rogers scored that goal, right? Like this is what we've all been getting frustrated with, right? Can we find it? Like just before we saw him score that goal, we took too long to get our shots off. I mean, bro. Here it is here. Watch this. So this is minutes before the goal, all right? And this just sums up our play perfectly. All right? Watch this. Is there a game tonight? There isn't, wouldn't know. So watch this. Right? Middlesbrough so far have worked the ball up really, really well. Right? We've worked it up really well. They've got every man in their team back, right? We're trying to break them down. We're spread out quite well. We got a great ball here to Morgan Whittaker. Right? Morgan Whittaker has now got it. He's got Tommy Conway. He's got Delano Bergzorg far left of the post. And he's got Hayden Hackney near post. Right? So these boys are actually lined up in perfect positions. You can obviously see my reaction. Right? Like that is where we need to be better. That right there is where we need to be better. That ball needs to be going to someone inside that box. Because holy Jesus, does the cross show a lack of confidence? I mean, he scored a minute afterwards, wouldn't? Do you know what I mean? He scored a minute like afterwards. So I don't think he's lacking confidence, but I think he's lacking like precision on the ball, and his final ball in his decision making there seems to be letting him down. I think that's the most frustrating thing with Morgan when it comes to Morgan Whittaker. For me, it's his choice of selection. You're exactly right, and the product. Do you know what I mean? Yes, he can score goals and stuff like that, but when you're in that position of a center attacking, right attacking mid, you need to be putting the ball on a platter for Tommy Conway, for Delano Bergs, or whatever it may be. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I think we need fixing. We need that final third, that final ball that is going to give our strikers or our goal scorers the best chance of putting it in the back of the net. That ball needs to be perfect. Do you know what I mean? And if we're going to use the wings, we need to strengthen on the wings, 100%. Yeah, exactly what Jack just said. Sammy Silvera, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like we need to get him on the wing. Have you really been wearing that shirt since Saturday? I haven't taken it off. I haven't even moved, Wooden, to be honest with you. I've just sat here since we drew from Oxford. I haven't moved. I've got the same shorts on. Haven't showered. I've slept right there. Just down there. 100% Wooden. But I think it's exciting. I think it's exciting that he's got... I mean, what other teams that are sitting second have had to replace their coach? Do you know what I mean? Like I can't remember. Can anyone else remember someone that was sitting so high in the league and then having to change their coach? I mean, that's exciting because there were some flaws. We've been seeing it all season. We saw the game against Portsmouth and all that sort of stuff, that there were some flaws in this team, and we've now gotten a new gaffer early on to say, hey, these are our flaws, and look, so we go. Now, one other thing that's exciting for me as well is we've brought a manager that's from outside of England, and I think that's refreshing because a lot of look at Regis Labrie that went into Sunderland. Do you know what I mean? Like I think other leagues can be fresh. Do you know what I mean? Like because you're not gonna he's gonna do it his way. Do you know what I mean? And other teams aren't going to be expecting the type of football that Kim can play. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's incredible. What strikes me most is he can see what we are doing already, and they're more good enough to see the areas in which we can improve. That exactly, Jordan. Yeah, I agree. Also, I think the movement from Conway when the ball is out wide needs to be better. He never anticipates where the ball is going for me. So you reckon Conway needs to be better in his movement? Can we bring? Oh, I don't know. I've lost it. So you reckon Conway needs to be in better positions inside the box? Is that what you're saying? Exciting because I feel the majority of the good things that were happening came from 80. Yeah, agreed. Ben Doak did a really bad hamstring playing for Scotland. Hopefully he gets better. Talking about wingers. Is he actually out for a long time? That's really sad. That poor kid is... How old's Ben Doak? He has got the worst injury record. Bro is 20 and he's only played 4 games in the Premier League since moving to Bournemouth. He's 20. And he's got one of the worst injury records I've ever seen. Like, he cannot stay fit, that poor guy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Look at this. It's a new era. The start of what we hope is a successful period. Kim's CV is excellent, and it's great to have him here. I had an hour with him and David this morning, generally talking about life in the club. He's very respectful and articulate and carries himself very well. His teams play some really lovely football. The hierarchy have put their trust in Kim, and everyone needs to be fully behind that. I mean, I'm fully behind it. Pretty sure he had surgery for his hamstring. Jesus. Kim might also be a huge reason we get players to sign with us from those left field teams. Good point, LD. Good point. And we were looking at that as well. Like, his team from Hammarby, right? So these are like some of his players like from Hammarby, right? So this Nahir Basara, he scored 17 goals in 30 appearances or something. There's heaps of ballers in here. Right? Heaps of ballers in here that we could potentially, I don't know if he'll go back and dip into his own thing, right? But I mean, like, there's some really good footballers in here. And look at the prices on them. Look what he's doing with a cheap squad. Do you know what I mean? This is what their estimated market value is. Like, we've got this in spades. Do you know what I mean? This is their top scorer, Nahir Basara, and their captain. Someone was saying there's a 17-year-old. Is that him? Adrian Lardu? Everyone's saying this kid's this guy's exciting. This guy, Adrian Lardu. Maybe he's one that we could get our hands on early. 16-year-old talent. Oh my God. Do they think that Do they think this is Adrian Lardu? I mean, for anyone playing at home, this is Adrian Lardu. This is what he looks like. If we could go and get Adrian Lardu, that'd be great. He's rumored to be only worth 1 million. 1 million. That'd be great. That'd be great. Whoever that person is there that thinks that's Adrian Lardu, let's get him. 100%. Bring him in. Bring him in. Let's see how we go. All right, that's all we got time for. We've watched 80's press conference. We've watched Kim Hellberg's press conference. We've watched Kieran Scott speak about it as well. I'm very excited. He takes over on Wednesday. We've got match football this week as well. We've got an impromptu live stream from me. I've just been sitting here. I need to go and shower. I need to get to bed as well because it's currently 4:20 in the morning. Actually, I'm going to need to go to get ready for work. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching this back if you are already. We should watch the Jack Ward football podcast because he goes through how Hellberg plays and who will fit. I've got a better one, Mason. I've actually got a better one that I've been watching on Kim Hellberg. There was there's like a masterclass one, Mason, that I'll have a look at. But yeah, no, I might check that out as well. But I honestly, Kim Hellberg's got there's a lot of stuff on him as well. But I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for being here as always. I will see you all live for the commentary game tomorrow night. Take care of one another. Be kind to one another. Be safe in this crazy world of ours. And I will see you for Coventry and then into the new era under Kim Hellberg. I love all of you. Take care. Make sure you stay safe, and I'll see you for commentary. Make sure you like, consider subscribing. Check out my socials as well. Check out the socials because I'm really trying to grow on the social media platforms and it really does help. Love you guys. Bye.